talking to the officials some, trying to get them to pay a little bit closer attention to the contact on the other end of the floor. He feels that he has been pushed a few times and has not gotten the call. See if his conversation with the officials paid off here.
Here's Kenny Gaddison, boy. This guy's got some security here in Charlotte. You know why? Grandmama said, "You move Gat, you move me." Gaddison has been a real find out of Old Dominion. Backup center and a forward, really has played well. He has defended Shaquille O'Neal in years past about as well as anybody has defended.
Well, because he uses his quickness well against Shaq. That's the kind of player Shaq struggles against a little bit, the smaller, quicker player.
11:36 left. Brian Shaw got a screen, little runner. No. Rebound O'Neal again. Pump fakes, leans in, rejected. Got his own rebound and the foul. O'Neal goes to the line. Oh, it's not for the boys down there.
No, it's not. And the Chief, one of the best at challenging shots as they come to the basket. He knocked the first one by Shaquille away. Shaq with a good effort, but Gaddison, the guy in there, and picks up the personal.
So it's 38-30. Shaq back to the line. He and Horace Grant have 18 of Orlando's 30 points here in the early going. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow night from Madison Square Garden. No Countdown to Magic show tomorrow night, but game time from New York is 8 o'clock, a half hour later. That game also seen on national cable. So join us on the Magic TV network. Shaq, one more free throw. Magic fans, you and a friend could win a trip with the Magic in the NBA City Trivia Game. Just watch the Magic Road Games and Sunday Night Magic on WKCF TV 18 in November. Tomorrow night, when we play the Knicks, we'll give you the first clue to our contest. Game time again, 8 o'clock on the Magic TV network.
The Magic switching on Dale Carey every time he comes over a screen.
He penetrates this time, whips it off. The Magic double team. Parrish open over Royal. Good.
No, he loves being here. Of course, he never wanted to leave Boston, but he is with a younger team, a team that is excited about learning from Robert Parrish, and he is accepting the challenge of teaching these guys. Nick Anderson missed up an opportunity to score from the outside, and he'll get to the free throw line.
So Gaddison picks up the foul, his second. Nick maybe not feeling confident in that jump shot so far.
Well, he's 1 for 5 so far. He's gotten some good looks at the hole. Done a good job of putting it on the floor that one time to get to the basket.
So he'll fire up a couple rounds. Nick hadn't missed a free throw yet, knock on wood. And that continues. Other scores, Houston at Indiana. Rockets 84, Indiana 75. That game fourth quarter. Just underway in New Jersey. The soon-to-be-named Swamp Dragons 26, Chicago 20 in the first quarter. And Washington 20, Philadelphia 17 that game first quarter.
84 to 75 already in Indiana.
Yeah, it's fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter, but
yeah, I know.
What time did the game start?
Everybody wanted more offense. Brian Shaw fouls Michael Adams, and he'll finish. Shaw's first. Second Magic team foul at 10:42. Anthony Bowie will check in, as will Anthony Avent. So Horace Grant gets his first breather.
You'll see Adams here getting the lean into the basket. Here's the whistle sound, and he throws it up towards the rim. AB celebrating a birthday. 31 years old. Wanted to make sure we say over the air happy birthday to Anthony.
So Charlotte continues to build on that lead. 45-33, and O'Neal gets the lob. .35 now. Gaddison beats Avent. O'Neal the block and the foul. Let's see who they ring up. Avent was beaten on the play.
Shaq came over, made a very good defensive play as he knocks the shot away, but Anthony Avent picks up the personal.
So the Magic have trailed by as much as 12 in this game. They're down 10 now, and Gaddison 2 more free throws.
Avent has struggled somewhat with fouls so far this season. It's really cut into his playing time.
Well, how about Sean Bradley? He's had the same problem.
Yes.
Man.
Sean Bradley having a lot of problems.
Yeah, he just doesn't look ready to me.
Yes, I think they brought him back maybe a little bit too soon, and He's trying to stay healthy, trying to keep from re-injuring that knee. And, you know, a lot of things seem to be going on in his mind. He's not relaxed. He just seems to be thinking about too many things right now.
He'll be the guest. Sean Bradley will be of Brian Hill on Sunday Night Magic. Orlando, you can catch that Sunday night 10:30 on our flagship station WKCF TV 18. Shaq Reed's double team right off the hands of Avent. Now he's smacked from behind Del Curry, no call. Boy, they are just smacking and cracking the man. We can hear the slaps all the way over here, but so far they haven't gotten a whistle. Now they push it up the floor in a hurry. Adams feeds Mourning, who just checked in. Jump shot is off right. O'Neal the rebound. Magic are down 12 points. Struggling to get something going consistently on offense. Here's Donald Royal from Shaw. Easy layup.
And that's the way to challenge the shot blockers on the inside. You saw Donald try to kind of twist his body around to keep the defense shielded from the basketball.
10-point game. Need some stops here.
47 points with over 9 minutes to go in this period.
Johnson beats Royal. Almost blew it, but he got it. LJ with his second field goal. He has all 3 of the Hornets triple doubles in their franchise history. That's kind of an interesting number. Shaw doubled immediately. They're letting Royal and Anderson shoot so far in this game, and so far they've been rewarded. O'Neal gets a lucky bounce and has 13.
Good offensive board work by Shaquille. I tell you, when he catches the ball in that low post, they are doubling him up so much he hasn't had an opportunity to shoot very many uncontested shots. Has 10 rebounds already.
9 minutes to go. They double Johnson now. Adams and leave him alone. Boy, they can all hit the three-point shot, and that's the price you pay when you double team or choose to do so. Shaw across the timeline. 52-39. O'Neal against Mourning. Avent feeds Royal. Somebody's got to start hitting shots, and maybe that'll help.
Well, it's not so much hitting shots, and you mentioned it just a minute ago. It's time to get some stops here, because you can exchange baskets all you want with this team, but they have a 10-point lead, actually 11-point lead right now, so you have to stop some.
Johnson double team. Mourning. O'Neal with 2 fouls. O'Neal rejects. That'll be a goaltend this time. Bristow wanted a push on the play too, so give Mourning 2 more points. He has 11.
Well, this is an easy call right here, as the ball right at the rim when Shaquille knocks it away. A little bit of a late whistle there on that play.
8:20 left. Timeout called by the Magic and Brian Hill. 8:17 to be exact. Orlando burns its second timeout of the game. Charlotte keeps on firing up those rounds. They're at 63% from the floor so far, and they lead the Magic 54-4. Magic, a 3-game road trip. You open up the season with 4 of your first 5 on the road. That's tough duty. Tomorrow night we're in New York, an 8 o'clock game, and the first matchup of the season against Patrick Ewing and the New York Knicks. They are out for blood. They want to get back to the finals and win them. And they are the team to beat, certainly, in the Eastern Conference. Then Saturday, we're back in Philadelphia at the Spectrum. Horace Grant will try to stop kid from his alma mater. Sharon Wright had a dandy game against the Magic at the arena on the home opener. 7:30, our airtime from the Spectrum. Jack Evans, Chip Carey with you tonight from Charlotte. John Cook, our director. Lou Cussero, our producer tonight. As always, on the Magic TV network. We'll see what the Magic can come up with here now. Down 13 points in the ballgame. Avent open. Somebody's got to hit shots.
Good shot right there, Anthony Avent. Good job of squaring up, and he set the screen so that he forced a double team on Brian Shaw. Good pass from Shaw to get him a shot.
Under 8 minutes. Good double team there. Now Mourning outside, draws O'Neal away. 10 to shoot. Zoe, 18 feet, no. Long rebound. Gaddison gets it. He had great position, and he gets a layup as a result. Boy, the Hornets bench really piling up the points here. And Royal, rejected Mourning. O'Neal catches, fakes, lost it, got it back. He missed the stuff and drew the foul, though.
Great challenge by Donald Royal, but an even more impressive block by Alonzo Mourning. Oh, you see Donald, he gets to the hole here, but Zoe, beautiful play, a lot of contact. And I think that's a good one that the officials don't call the foul. I mean, that's an excellent effort by both players.
Already a double-double for O'Neal. 13 points, 10 rebounds in the game. And I didn't hear who got the foul. He missed the first free throw. Did you hear who got the foul? Del Curry. It's so loud in this place, you can't even hear the PA announcer, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. 14 for Shaquille, 7.5 to play. 56-44 your score.
Penny Hardaway checking back into the ball game, and Interesting to see here if he comes in for Donald Royal, who has played the whole game to this point. The Magic will be small.
Gaddison cuts, hands off to Mourning beautifully, and he stuffs. Boy, great ball movement.
And that's why you have to like Kenny Gaddison and what he gives to this team. He's a tough guard because of his size.
Shaq catches low post. It's been the Shaq show so far tonight. Not a whole lot of help from the teammates. AB has come into the game. He comes in firing, missed the shot. O'Neal and Mourning fight. Shaq catches, steps through. He draws contact. Mourning thought he was fouled on the play. He didn't go straight up.
Well, I think Shaq just went up over Mourning and came up with the rebound that time. I think it was a good no call by the official. Shaq working extremely hard. You mentioned he's already got a double-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds.
And they changed that call, and it goes to Gaddison, his third, not Mourning, which is interesting because Mourning was on the play. Penny back in for the Magic here. So it's Penny, Bowie, Royal, Avent, and O'Neal. 15 and a half for Shaq. Scott Burrell checks in for Charlotte. He'll spell Kenny Gaddison, who did his job, 6 points.
Yes. Did it very well.
A rebound and an assist. Nick Anderson will come back in, and let's see if he gets Donald Royal. Yeah, Royal will lead.
So the Magic pretty small here, although the Hornets not very big either. Nick Anderson will drop down and play the small forward position. Technically, the 3-guard offense for the Magic will be working.
Bench scoring, Charlotte 26, the Magic 2 so far in this game. And we're only in the second half of the second quarter. Mourning draws O'Neal out, 6:40 left. Mourning dribble drive, steps through, beautiful move.
And Shaq with 2 personal fouls, very smart on that play. He has to back off.
15 for the 2 superstar centers. Shaq in the low post, reads double team, Avent fumbles, quickly fouled by Burrell. He didn't mean to, but draws his third.
Didn't mean to. They never mean to.
No, I know.
At least they tell the officials.
Excuse me, oh great wordsmith.
At least they try to get the officials to believe they never mean to.
Joe Wolf, big hero here in North Carolina, former Tar Heel. He'll get his second appearance of the season. He's played 1 minute this year. Spent last season in Europe, in Spain to be exact. Played with Boston and Portland last in the NBA in '92 and '93. Anthony Avent, double A smooth. Hits first free throw. So Burrell sits in foul trouble. Wolf back in, and Alonzo Mourning may have some blood, may have to leave. We'll see. Yeah, he's got to come out of the game. So Mourning says, look, it's only a scratch. I don't want to leave, but they'll throw a wristband on it, and he'll be allowed to continue.
Terry Koffler over on the Hornets bench. Good thinking there.
Yeah, you know, wristbands really come in handy. I think there's a University of Florida football player that wears one around his ankle. It's a good place to put a wristband, I guess. Whatever works, you know.
Yeah, a lot of superstition.
Yeah, well,
players.
Either that or a lot of ankle sweat.
Yeah, well, could be that.
6:25 to go. Out of 2 for Avent. All right, it's 60-47, and Adams makes it 60-47. Missed the rebound. 12 boards for Shaq in the game. He has 12 of the 21 Orlando rebounds.
Now, Michael Adams did that a lot with the Bullets, and he had the freedom to do that. As soon as he comes down and shoots the ill-advised shot here, he is out of the game as Muggsy will check back in.
And an illegal defense technical this time on Charlotte at 6:04. Jack, you like the new scoring rules? Do you like, or I should say, the rules changes and all the scoring? I know it's exciting, but there is a beauty to the defensive side of the game, too, isn't there?
Well, yes, when you play good, solid defense, there's a beauty. But when you're banging around on people and double and triple teaming guys in the middle, it just takes, as far as I'm concerned, it takes away from the real beauty of the game. I think the NBA is about scoring points. I think the three-point shot line, the moving in of that line, as far as I'm concerned, an improvement in the ballgame.
Anderson against Wolf, and Joe Wolf fouled him. Nick too quick for Joe Wolf to handle him. That's the first foul on the 6'11" Tar Heel, a 1987 graduate from Carolina.
Interesting matchup right there as Wolf. You just mentioned 6'11". He's matched up with Nick Anderson, and Nick got the call down low that time, but I would be very surprised if you don't see the Magic, at least try to continue to take advantage of that. Give Nick the basketball and either get Nick the shot or allow him to break Wolf down on the outside to get a shot for someone else, and Nick misses his first free throw.
Dreadful at the line so far. 9 for 17 in the game after a pretty good start. Horace Grant checks back in. 9 out of 17 are the Magic. 9 out of 18 are the Magic. Can't miss free throws on the road and expect to win. 5:50 left. Charlotte up big. It's a big confidence-building game for Charlotte if they can win it. Percy Hawkins, another three. That's his third three-point shot of the game and has 11.
Well, and a great job of using the screen by Percy Hawkins that time.
63-47 your score. Charlotte really keeping on hitting shots. They're over 60%. Magic haven't really gotten in anybody's face much tonight. Penny 10 to shoot, and another illegal defense technical.
Now, Larry Johnson has 1 foot on that free throw line. Just as soon as you step down on that line, you're guilty of being illegal when the ball is on the other side of the floor. He is asking about the call, but that is the way it is written in the rule book right now, and AB knocks down this one.
Yeah, I mean, the players are arguing with the refs. I'm not illegal, but they got to call it. If it's there, it's...
As soon as you put 1 foot inside the line. Used to be you could put 1 in there and have 1 out.
Not any longer. Hardaway down low. No help came this time. Hardaway beats everybody to the hole.
Penny has to continue to make that quick move because the double team's going to be coming very aggressively.
8 for Hardaway. That cuts into this lead here in Charlotte. 5 minutes to play. Warning with 10 to shoot. Offensive foul. Oh, Shaq, great D.
Great job. Good step to the baseline. Zoe wants to try to clear it out to get in a one-on-one situation. Now watch Shaquille. Good foot movement. Stands right there. Excellent play.
Parrish and Del Curry back in. Shaq move those feet. That's what the league wants too. That's how you play D here.
And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's beauty in it in defense when you do it right. And Shaquille certainly makes the right play that time.
So Shaq doing it all tonight. 16 points, 12 boards in the game. And the Magic trying to cut into this lead. 63-50. Anderson against Del Curry. Dribble in the lane. A lot of contact. Look at the fight for the rebound. AB had it sent back. Now the Hornets run out. Here's Muggsy Bogues against Hardaway. Fakes. Now Del Curry takes right on target.
We talked to Del Curry about the three-point line before the game, and the Magic will call a timeout. And he said it's too close.
Yeah.
It's like a layup.
Yeah, it is a layup. Charlotte has 7 three-point field goals in the game. The Magic have none, and the Hornets have their biggest lead.
Teams, it's still too far out. To some teams, it's too close. And this is one of the teams that they could make the threes from beyond the old three-point line. There's Del Curry spotting up. Charlotte 10 for 13 in this period. Chip, you mentioned during the break they can't continue to shoot like that, but well, I tell you what, this is a team that plays off of the emotion.
Look at that stat. Magic have not gotten much off the bench, at least so far in this game. Horace Grant, that spoils his perfect shooting night. He's now 5 out of 6, and the miss feeds the fast break. Johnson caught it in a tough spot, but an easy layup. Charlotte just running the Magic out of the gym right now. It's an 18-point lead, their biggest. 4 minutes left, second quarter, still a long way to go. O'Neal against the Chief, gets it right back. Shaq spinning like a tornado in the lane, off balance runner, good, 18.
Good work, Shaq on the inside, and the little pass back out forced the double team to go back, and that cleared it up for him to work one-on-one against Shaq, against the Chief.
Now they go at Grant with Larry Johnson. Ball deflected away. Charlotte beats the race to the ball. Now the Chief on the baseline against O'Neal. He'll load up the giant killer, and the rebound goes to Horace. Haven't had many break chances, have the Magic. Charlotte keeps hitting a lot of shots. 63% are the Hornets. Nick catches, lays it up short. Nick can't buy a bucket. He's 1 out of 7 now. Penny works baseline, tries to feed O'Neal, threw it to him in a tough spot on the floor. Who's the go-to? The officials aren't sure. The Magic get a break.
Muggsy once again down around Shaquille's ankles to knock that one away.
AB checks out. Brian Shaw in for the Magic. So a 3-guard rotation in for Brian Hill. 3:15 left in the half. It's been all Charlotte. Nick fakes. Now Penny for two-toe on the stripe. Hits it. Penny in double digits, but stops are at a premium here.
Yes. Boy, you just want to try to get this thing down to about 10 points before this period is over. That would be a big accomplishment the way the Charlotte Hornets are shooting the basketball.
2:50 left. Hawkins beats Anderson. A little runner is short. Grant taps it out. Ball loose to the Magic. Brian Shaw leads a break. It's 2-on-2. Penny stops, feeds O'Neal, steps through the lane and drills it.
Well, you got your stop. You got your basket.
And the Magic have scored 4 points in a row.
I think the Hornets will use up a timeout here.
Yeah, 22nd timeout, I think. So the Hornets burn a timeout here. 2:33 left. Is it a 20 or a full? I believe it's a full. It doesn't matter. 68-56 your score.
You mentioned time to start getting some stops, forcing some misses, and trying to get this field goal percentage to start to drop for Charlotte.
See, I was right.
The Magic did that.
It's down to what? 62%.
2%, yeah. Not bad. There's the miss. Horace Grant keeping the ball alive, getting it to Brian Shaw, and Penny Hardaway is going to find Shaquille. But good job running the floor by Shaq, but still it has to start right now on the defensive end of the floor. The Magic need to put together 2 or 3 good defensive sets and convert those into baskets just as they did that time.
You know, every time you come here to North Carolina, the Tar Heel State, you think of Tobacco Road and the great basketball programs and the great rivalries between Wake Forest and Duke and NC State and Carolina, of course. How about the start to the season for Grant Hill? I mean, this guy has just been awesome.
Boy.
And perhaps the greatest basketball player ever to play the game. Michael Jordan was asked about Grant Hill's debut. His first couple games. Here was what Michael said. He said, he's going to be a great player, even though he went to Duke.
Even though he went to Duke. You can't give him too much credit, but he deserves it all right now. That guy, man, I saw one highlight where he went up and grabbed an alley-oop.
Oh, with the left hand spinning away. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, and not many people in the league could have gotten to that. He really got up off the floor.
Yeah, our first look at Grant Hill won't come until January 11th, when the Magic go to the Palace of Auburn Hills and take on Detroit. But it'll be a well worth the wait. Don't forget, your Chrysler Plymouth dealers are the home of the minivan. And also something that came to our attention, if you're celebrating an important event, Magic Skyboxes are available to rent for Magic home games. Well, it'd be a great party. Call now to reserve a Skybox for your next family or business celebration. Call our buddy Joe Whitehurst at the Magic office at 407-649-3285. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, our Magic halftime profile featuring Horace Grant. One of the newest members of the Magic will have stats and highlights of our first 2 periods here from the Charlotte Coliseum. Magic got a couple of stops here. Let's see if they can put together a couple more here in the final 2.5 minutes. Johnson against Grant, one-on-one, 8 to shoot. LJ spinning, firing, little strong, chief rebound.